Hello, audience. My name is Dawson. His name is Justin.
Hello.
And today we're coming back at you guys with episode 4 of Recommendation Mondays. This is the show where Justin recommends me a movie, I recommend him a movie, we go watch those movies, come back, and then review them. If you're new here, you'll catch on quick. Alright, Justin. So this week, I want you to recommend your movie to me first, since this is your week to pick movies anyway, so you're going to go first.
So, this week I'm going to give you a bit of a comedy. At least
Okay.
I thought it was really funny. The movie you're watching this week is Popstar, starring Andy Samberg. Kind of for real.
I mean, you need to stop watching TV shows.
Why?
Because you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and all of a sudden I'm watching Popstar. I'm fine with that. I want to see all the cameos.
There's a lot of cameos. Probably a lot you'll probably miss because you don't know what people look like. Who sing music sometimes.
I know what they look like. I still don't know what they sound like.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, I'm looking forward to that.
So Dawson, what am I watching this week?
So, just like you, it's a comedy. It's one of my favorite comedies personally, and it's one of the best in the last decade.
Titanic.
No, Titanic came out in 1997.
Actually, correcting the fact that it's not a comedy.
No, it's not a comedy. You're
I thought it was funny when
watching.
they all drowned.
No, Justin, you fucker. Stop it.
Okay.
You are watching Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
Is it okay that I haven't seen the first one? Or is it the first one?
That is the first
Oh,
one.
I think Anchorman, dude. Never mind.
Be
So
Anchorman.
cool!
The second one is Anchorman 2. Alright, so Popstar, Anchorman, let's go and watch them movies.
We're back in a flash. And we're back. So I just got done watching Anchorman, Dawson just got done watching Popstar, and let's just jump right into it. I'm going to take the lead and talk about Anchorman first, because that's just how we do things. So Anchorman is a very well-known comedy from the year 2004. It's my first time ever watching it. I think I saw part of it once, but this is pretty much my first time. Anchorman, of course, stars Will Ferrell, Christina Applegate. Did not know it starred Paul Rudd. He looked completely different. I did not recognize him. But he is in that, so Ant-Man is a newscaster. Steve Carell.
definitely.
And just a whole bunch of other people, some other names like Fred Armisen from Saturday Night Live, most notably, but he's been in a bunch of other things. There's a bunch of people that made appearances in this movie, and it's actually amazing how people actually made appearances in this movie. Like, goddamn.
We both have movies with lots of cameos.
Yeah. So let me find that synopsis, and it says, Ron Burgundy is San Diego's top-rated newsman in the male-dominated broadcasting of the 1970s. But that's all about to change for Ron and his cronies when an ambitious woman is hired as a new anchor. That one, of course, being Christina Applegate. And this movie is quite a good comedy, I would say. Not my favorite of all time, but not my least favorite. And I had a good time watching it. I really liked the all-out fight scene, and Steve Carell's character is just there holding a grenade for no reason.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know where he got it from. He's just holding it.
Steve Carell's character in this movie
Is one of the best characters in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, he's amazing. I mean, the whole thing with Will Ferrell, he's supposed to be very cocky, and he plays that role very well.
Plays to a T.
But Steve Carell's character, I love Steve Carell. He's one of my favorite actors, especially when it comes to comedy. He is great. And in this movie, oh my god, he's just so dumb.
I mean, that's literally the thing. If you go to the movie, they literally called him retarded. So, he plays the character quite well, though. I also like, what's the character's name? I liked, Champ Kind, the sportscaster. I thought he was really funny. And, of course, Brian Fantana was also a really, really good character. So, I greatly enjoyed this movie, and I will thank you for giving it to me this week. So, Dawson, we're about to jump ahead about a decade. What did you think of the movie Popstar?
So Popstar is a movie that stars Andy Samberg, Jorma Takun, and Avika Shafar. Very strange names. But it is a movie about when it becomes clear that his solo album is a failure, a former boy band member does everything in his power to maintain his celebrity status. So Andy Samberg's character, it kind of follows his rise to fame, his fall, and then his rising again to fame,
Hmm.
and how he'll do whatever it takes, like the synopsis said, to maintain his celebrity status throughout all that. And I really did enjoy this movie. I did. Me and Justin talked about it a little bit in between, trying going and finding the movies and stuff. We were talking about how this movie, Popstar, was such a failure in the box office. It had a $20 million budget, and it grossed 9 million of that back,
Hmm.
which is insane, especially for all the star power in this movie. I just don't know. I don't know if it just wasn't. Um, if it wasn't distributed well, if the ad campaign wasn't that great,
I
like
mean, I can say honestly that I did not know this movie was a thing until I got it as an ad on like YouTube.
mhm.
But then again, I don't really pay attention to most movie releases. But like, you would have saw like a trailer in theaters, especially
Yeah,
how many times we went
something.
to the movies around that time.
Yeah,
So yeah, not
it's
the
just the
best.
way this movie was distributed was just really weird. But I really did enjoy it. I mean, of course, it stars Andy Samberg with the rest of the Lonely Island band
Hmm.
or boy band, whatever it is.
Parody band is basically what
Parody
they call
band,
them.
but they're great. I do like Lonely Island. I remember growing up and hearing a few of their stuff,
Hmm.
a few of their songs.
I'm on a boat, drinking on the
uh,
rocks.
but yeah, I mean, this movie is great. I mean, well, last week I was recommended Magic Mike, and I talked about in this movie and that movie that it had no real direction on where it was going,
Hmm.
and Popstar had the exact same thing. It had no clue what it was. It was all over the place. Was it a documentary? Was it like what was it?
It was like a
It
mockumentary.
had a kind of feeling of a Modern Family, where there's a camera crew following these people, but we
Hmm.
don't know who they are. So it just feels like this really weird thing. The music in it was great. It made you laugh. There's so many cameos in this movie.
Can I
I
just
love.
point out a few people that made appearances in this movie real quick, if you wouldn't
Can
mind?
I tell you my favorite cameo though?
Okay, what's your favorite cameo?
Justin Timberlake.
Definitely the best one. He's definitely the most notable name because he's one of the biggest names in the music. And when it comes to, like these basically Saturday Night Live related things, of course he did a lot of stuff with Lonely Island. But a few things I want to point out: my booth and Carrie Underwood, right there in the movie. 50 Cent, Usher, Simon Cowell, Adam Levine, Mariah Carey, just a bunch of massive names. Pink. The list goes on for at least a good long
Yeah,
while.
Pink was featured in the one really offensive song. What was it
Hmm.
called? I don't remember what it was called, but she was the feature in that song, which
The
was kind
one
of funny.
about is like,
I'm not gay.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very offensive. And at the
Which,
end of the
as
movie,
just
he
a
was
little bit of
like,
trivia, that is a parody of the Malcolm Moore song "Same Love."
mhm.
So it's a take on that basically.
No, pretty much every song in this movie is a parody
Yeah.
of another song. So yeah, I really meant to drop my phone. I really do enjoy this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. There's so many different great cameos in it. Like we mentioned a few times already. I like the one where he was on Jimmy Fallon and they had him do the donkey dance. I really, really, really like his name is very strange, but Jorma Takun, which was his friend and his DJ in the movie,
Hmm.
who was also a member of Lonely Island. But he was really great in another Andy Samberg movie called Hot Rod. I saw that
I can't heard of that one.
last year, and yeah, they do quite a bit of movies together, and they all act in one way or another. So yeah, I mean they've all been in some great comedies. They're all a great comedy trio. And I really enjoyed it. I'm sad that it didn't get the recognition I think it deserved for such a huge cast and just so many great cameos
Hmm.
in it. But there's not much to say besides just watch the movie for yourself and decide what you think about it, because it can be very, very, very offensive at
I mean,
times.
it's just weird for a movie that flops so hard. Like the scores are actually good.
I don't
It's
know. I don't, the
boggling to
scores
me.
the scores are not
Okay,
good.
they're average, but they're not terrible.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that like that, but it's definitely it. I don't think anybody hated this movie.
Hmm.
I mean, I've watched reviewers like Jeremy Johns and uh, Chris Stuckman review these movies, and the schmoes know. So I mean, none of them really hated it at all. But it was such a strange release because it just kind of, you saw it, it was released, and then nobody saw it.
And then it was out of theaters like a week later.
Yeah, me and Justin planned on going to see this in theaters, but when we looked it up right after it came out, our local theater just wasn't showing it anymore.
Yeah, my brother
It
got to
was
see it because he saw like the weekend it came out, and then the next thing you know, it's just not. But it's on DVD now, so that's fine.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I mean, I think it's a movie that just to watch because it is very funny. There's lots of really funny music in it. Andy Samberg plays a very cocky, not cocky. He's dumb. He's really really dumb. He doesn't really know where he belongs, but he feels like he is the most interesting man in the world. I really like when he's like destroying stuff, and he falls asleep and he on his hoverboard in the middle of the highway, and it catches on fire. Then he just rams his ATV into some pot plants, and just a lot of really funny hidden Snapchat and stuff. He
Yeah.
said, I mean, the whole thing of he tucked his junk, and everybody thought that he didn't have a dick. And um, there's a scene where his best buddy Maximus, his turtle,
Hmm.
dies, and then they just light his carcass on fire in the pool, and then they have a pool party. Like, it's just so strange. This movie's so weird, and I mean, it really is like a giant. I mean, people. I've heard you explain it this way. I've heard many other reviewers explain it this way. It's a giant Lonely Island music video.
Yeah, that's exactly how
it's
you explain it.
it's really really cool. But yeah, so Justin, what would you rate Anchorman?
So Anchorman, like I said, it's not the best comedy I've ever seen, but it's definitely not the worst. I'm gonna give it a pretty, I think, a fair score of a 7.
Okay.
So Dawson, what would you rate Popstar?
I think my fair review for this, because I really did enjoy it, is a 6.8. We'll give it a 6.8.
Let's call that mixed reviews.
Huh?
Let's call that mixed reviews.
There's a good a good line for that. I love when he's like uh it's a -4 out of 10. They used the shit emoji. Let's just call it mixed reviews. That's really funny. All right, that's pretty much it for this video and for this week of recommendation
So yeah,
Mondays.
guys, we'd like to thank y'all for watching. We have Throwback Thursday coming up in a few days, so subscribe, stick around for that, and we'll see y'all then.
Bye.
Peace.